Welcome back to the Bracket Builders Podcast. I'm your host, JD Davis,
And I'm here too.
and today we are going to be doing our final episode talking about the Marvel superheroes set as a whole. Last episode, we went through all of the main set cards we're talking about, and this time we got a bit of a doozy. We have all the best cards from not just the Commander decks, but also the Jumpstart release, the Welcome decks, and the tutorial
Scene.
box and the scene boxes. So many cards. It's
There's so many
actually
cards.
really funny. They put them all under the set code MSC, and I was like, why? They normally do another set code for these, but if you look, the number of new cards total is the number of cards total rather in this release is 616, which is the funny Marvel Universe number. Maybe that's totally not a coincidence.
Boo.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, we have a lot of cards to talk about, so let's just go straight into it.
Yes.
First up, probably the card of the set. Kai, what are we looking at
The,
here?
the number one talked card of the set, I think, probably. Molecule Manny, 6 mana for a 5/5 legendary creature, colorless, human villain, non-land cards in your hand have Miracle 0.
What are we doing here, guys? I mean, look, it's 6 mana. It doesn't work the turn you play it because it's sorcery speed. You've already drawn a card for that turn, so you have to draw. The earliest you can get a 0 cost is on the next opponent's turn. But
But
that's not
like,
hard.
my question is, how are you drawing cards every turn when colorless? I know there's probably ways. I just
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it. I mean, just there's a bunch of artifacts that you can just sack to draw cards. Mishra's Bauble, Urza's
That's true.
Bauble.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
a lot of the Graveyard Hate mana rocks are instant speed, 1 mana, crack draw.
That's true.
There's.
I
Mhm.
I think though that this is definitely better in a 99 of a deck, not
Oh, yeah.
as the commander.
I'm putting this in Y'shtola.
People were just talking about making this as the new Eldrazi commander. I'm just like, yeah, I guess, but like,
There's actually a card
whatever.
in this release that I think is actually a better Eldrazi commander that we're talking about later, and I'll pitch it when we get to it.
Sure.
But this card
Yeah,
is
no,
gonna do
this,
crazy
this
stuff
card is
in early.
it is good.
Mhm.
Play with your Ristic Study. So
Yep, I think this is like the perfect epitome of a extremely powerful bracket 2 and 3 only card. You can't play this anywhere competitive. It's just not good enough.
it's too much mana.
Yep. All right, Dora Milaje Elite. 1 and a white for a 2/2 human warrior with first strike. When this creature enters, if an opponent controls more lands than you, create a tapped vibranium token. It's an indestructible power stone. Sack this creature. Legendary permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So as we see this constant deluge of Universes Beyond products and Commander focused design in main sets of Magic properties, the
So
number
many.
of cards that are legendary in your deck
Yep.
goes up and up and up and up.
Yep.
In the average
Urza's
Commander
Ruinous
deck,
Blast is in shambles.
yeah, they should print the opposite and watch it be like the best Wrathing Commander. Uh,
True. Honestly, like
this,
the kill spell that kills legendary
yeah,
creature made in Kamigawa, they should do that as a fucking board clear.
yeah. This card is good if you have specifically a deck that cares about artifacts or activated abilities, and you have a commander that you want to protect. Uh, Alternatively, it's also worth noting that this is a card that can protect like a planeswalker. So if you're playing like a Jericho Thalion or a Dihada, this can be sacked to protect those creatures as well. Uh, and at only 2 mana for a 2/2 first striker, if you can't use that vibranium token very well, it's still okay because it's got a good body and good stats and a good activated ability.
It's also because it's a first striker, you can have it deal a first strike damage and then sack it in response to
Right.
normal damage.
Yeah. If you need to attack with a whole bunch of people, which is pretty
Right.
flavorful because if you look at the art, that's kind of what they're doing. They're attacking and then sacrificing themselves to save that guy. So pretty cool.
Yas. Yas are fine. Everett K. Ross, hapless attaché. Tuna White for a 1/3 legendary creature human advisor. Commander creatures you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. Whenever an opponent attacks you with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. This is it reminds me of kind of discounted Mangara, the diplomat. Uh,
What if
but it
Mangara
also
also gave you one of the most important keywords in Magic?
lifelink.
Yeah.
I love the cards that are worded commander what you have or get whatever because of partner stuff and whatnot.
Yep.
That's why we love backgrounds
Yep.
in decks that have partners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is an immediate auto include if you're attacking with your commander, if your commander is big, or if you're playing mono white. Uh, Mind Guard, the Diplomat is a really good card, and this is it for one less mana, but you don't get all the different triggers.
Yep.
So worth mentioning. All right, next up we have Heroic Sacrifice. One and white for an instant. Choose target creature you control. Until end of turn, all damage that will be dealt to you and creatures you control is dealt to the chosen creature instead, if it's still on the battlefield. When that creature dies this turn, put its counters on up to one target creature you control and draw a card. Huh.
So this is kind of like fog, right?
Yeah, sorry. The reminder text in the middle of the card threw me off for a second there. Um, I was worried that it doesn't have to survive. So if like let's say someone blasphemous acts, you cast this target your creature, and then the 13 damage that would go to all your creatures instead goes all of it collectively to the one guy.
Correct.
It doesn't have to survive all that damage for this to work. Because for a second I was like, is that how that
No.
works? But no, no. Also, when it dies, you move its counters around and draw a card. Is actually pretty decent.
It's
Uh,
pretty decent.
yep. So if
You
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 had
saying
counters,
you saying that just makes me want to target this with a Brash Taunter and then Blasphemous Act.
yeah, right. I mean that would work. That would work.
Kind of funny. You wouldn't
And
draw a card because you wouldn't die, but you know.
yeah, and you would be able to point each instance of 13 damage at a different target.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that would be it would be for each creature you control. That'd be an instance of 13 damage. That's pretty good.
Besides the point, this is still pretty good.
Yeah, a 2 mana fog is worth talking about, especially if it keeps your creatures alive as well through a blasphemous act. Block with all your creatures. Heroic sacrifice your one creature. Good to go. Draw a card.
That's yeah.
It's a 2 mana fog that draws a card, which is going to be worth talking about, and especially in Commander where fogs are very good. So, all right, next up, Kai.
King Solomon's Frogs. 3 and a white, legendary artifact with flash. When it enters, if you cast it for each opponent, exile up to one target permanent that player controls with mana value 3 or greater. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller draws a card. Then you can pay 3 and tap it, exile it. You become the Monarch. Monarchy cards are great because of card draw.
Yeah, so Monarchy is just great to have in a Commander game. It keeps people attacking, draws you cards, but also this is a 4 mana flash speed exile something for each of your opponents. Sure, they get a card, but that card's probably going to be worse than the thing you're taking, especially since it can go up. Typically, these kind of cards can hit 3 or less. This hits 3 or
Yep,
better,
true.
which is usually what you're looking for in a level of play where you're playing a 4 mana kill spell, right? Uh,
Right. You want cards like this to hit a one thing on each opponent's board.
Yep. This gets rid of the worst permanents they have, right? You just go like, all right, cool. We're getting rid of their Smothering Tithe or their powerful commander. It gets rid of their like broken artifact rocks
Yeah,
or whatever. It misses on
it's
like
not.
Esper Sentinels and Mystics or whatever, but that's fine. It hits
It's fine.
everything in bracket 3 and below, which is good.
Mana value like 3 or greater is great. If it said 4 or greater, I think it'd be a little worse.
I
But
think it'd be a lot worse. There's a lot of powerful threes.
yeah, there is.
Uh, but hitting 3 or greater is so good. So play this in your artifact decks. Very good piece of artifact base removal.
True.
All right, next up is Queen Mother Ramonda. 3 white white for a 3/5 human noble. When she enters, you become the monarch, and as long as you're the monarch, creatures with power 2 or less cannot attack you. So, in Commander, when you get the monarchy, the most common way you lose it is somebody's like, hey, I'm going to send this 1/1 flyer spirit token I made at you because you have no flyers. And you're like, oh, I guess I lose the monarchy. I guess you get it, right? Or the Go Wide Tokens player is like, oh, you introduced the monarchy. I'm going to take it from you right now. And now, since I make more creatures than you, I'll keep it for the rest of the game. And it becomes a downside, right?
Right.
This card stops them straight up from attacking you with jump creatures. They gotta send real threats at you. And she's got a huge booty, so she can block a pretty substantial amount of damage
Pretty decent
without
amount of
dying.
damage.
Uh, Blocking like
Plus,
4 power or less is pretty nice. So,
Plus, the bigger creature, you want them to send the bigger creatures anyway, so you can try to remove them. So
Yeah, especially if you're
it's
playing a
it's
Monarch deck.
it is definitely more profitable for you than it
Hmm.
is for them.
Which is always nice to see on a Monarchy card. So next up,
Here we have Royal Talon Fighter Jet, X white white vehicle. It's a 1/1 flying. Enters with +1 X +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever this vehicle enters or attacks, you create a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens equal to the number of counters on it, and it has crew 2.
disgusting. They power crept my boy. The Jacked Rabbit has been power crept by a fighter jet.
Well, I mean, I think the rabbit will still play rabbit. I think the rabbit players will still play the rabbit.
Well, sure, but you would just play this and the rabbit now, and while your go wide decks. This card is cracked. It's so good. Uh, so the like X white white make X creature tokens is just on the shy of playability. Some of them are good enough to see play. Most of them aren't. Uh, this one gives you a big body that can block in the air. In addition to the big pile of 1/1s that you make when you cast this, and then it makes that pile of 1/1s every time it attacks. So if you just play this for 3 mana, and then you like crew it, put a counter on it, attack, it's still really good because you've made 3 bodies off of it at that point. Like it's so good. If you're playing a +1/+1 counters deck, or you're putting +1 counters on vehicles somehow, like
Ooh,
yeah, this is good.
the the unpopular commander from Aether Drift. What was it? Adara?
Oh yeah, the
Can't
green
remember.
white one that
Yeah, he could
doubles the number of counters
search.
you put on creatures and vehicles, and she can search this up.
Yes, you could search this
Yeah.
up.
Uh huh. You can
That's
also
great
put
include in that deck.
you also put +1/+1 counters on this directly with the Jeskai spaceship commander because it can put charge counters or +1/+1 counters on artifacts you control.
Yes.
So you can crew this up with a spaceship, which is in my build. I built the spaceship deck to be like it's commanding a fleet, and being able to load troops from the mothership onto the fighter jet is really thematic. I like that a lot. So
Caradora, yeah. Heart of the last year. Anyways,
you're not getting me to put cards on the screen again. I have no time to edit this one.
you're fine.
All right, Kai, this
It's
is you.
you.
It's me.
Me.
It's me. Okay.
Yeah.
Ultimate Nullification. 4 and a white for a sorcery. As initial cost to cast this spell, sack a legendary creature. Exile all creatures and graveyards. Put Ultimate Nullification on the bottom of its owner's library. So we've gone back and forth on this one a couple times. We almost didn't include it in the show today. And the more I think about this card, the more I think we initially were wrong.
Think so?
I think this card's actually pretty good. So more and more we are seeing them just give things indestructible because the
Yeah,
assumption
that's true.
is commander players are playing exile based removal. The assumption is there is going to be a Swords to Plowshares, a Deadly Rollick, or like a bounced spell going on at your commander table, and so they are giving a lot of cards indestructible now. We are going to talk about I think 3 equipment today that give indestructible, that are all new. Plus all these other cards that are doing it themselves. Uh, so exile everything is really important. Additionally, this has a little bit of the texture of farewell in that you are also hitting the graveyard.
Hidden graveyards,
One
yeah.
of the big like if you have a lot of aristocrats players in your meta, something you'll know very well is they'll just go, oh, wrath time? All right, great. I sack all my creatures, I drain you all for a bunch, and then on my next turn, I'll get them all back. They can still get to sack all their creatures in response, but then it hits the graveyard, and so that just it's all gone. It's all gone. It's everything's gone, and then this wrath goes back in your deck, which is interesting.
It is
Uh,
interesting.
that
At the
one,
bottom,
yeah, that one's a flavor thing. That one's there because it's a flavor thing. Honestly, this card should probably be an artifact, but they decided to make it a sorcery because it's probably better this way. Uh, but sacking a legendary creature as initial cost was where we were really getting hung up on this one because typically legends are good, right?
right?
Uh, but what does every commander deck have?
A legendary creature in the command zone.
Correct.
Normally.
Yeah, you got a legendary creature in the command zone pretty much always in a commander deck, right? And so if you're going to lose your commander to the wrath anyways, Losing it to the nullification feels fine. Where it feels tough is if your commander would have survived this wrath somehow, and you have to sack it. Like if you have a Teferi's Protection to follow up your wrath, you have to sack your commander instead of tap proing your whole board. That's when
Yeah.
this would feel a bit worse. So if you're trying to do that style of thing, like clever concealment, then cast your wrath, this is worse than that. But it's still worth talking about. But we have so many wraths that generic wraths are tough to convince yourself to play. You only got room for like one or two. So just it's a meta dependent thing. If you got a lot of graveyard decks, I think it's worth playing.
Yeah.
All right, Kai, what's next?
Here we have the Council of Reeds. Two in a blue for a 2/2 legendary creature, human scientist hero. The legend rules doesn't apply to creatures you control. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a token that's a copy of Council of Reeds. So they kind of just grow infinitely.
Yep.
Only on your turn, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine. You're playing this
That's still
card for
good.
the first line of text, which is Legend Rule doesn't work anymore. Turning off Legend Rule is very powerful. A lot of stuff is balanced around Legend Rule. Being able to copy through it is very good. Uh, this can break a lot of these copy commanders, just like Sakashima could, just like Mirrorbox could.
Yep.
Uh, so every time we get another one of these effects, it's worth noting because it means you have more effect density, which means you can build around the effect better. So blue decks get to play three or four cards now that say this on it, which makes it better. So you can put this. This is now the third copy of this effect you can put in your Sid commander deck if you want to play all the Sids. So keep that in mind. All right, this is fantastic elasticity. Two in a blue for a sorcery. Choose one. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And then it has rebound. So once you've cast it once from your hand, you get to cast it again on your next turn for free. 3 mana for a bounce is not the rate we want to pay. However, 3 mana to return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand is the rate we want to pay. So having a any spell you want from your graveyard for 3 mana as a spell that doesn't exile itself immediately is really good. Being able to pick this up with your similar effects is really nice. Obviously, you can't play two copies of Fantastic Elasticity, but if you could, they would go infinitely recurring each other, so you could always have a spell to cast, which is cool. It has shades of the Eternal Witness thing, right? Where you can play this and return a non-land permanent that can return this, and then on your next turn, return the spell you actually care about, and then play the card that gets this back so you cast it again. Just kind of like, I want to do the same spell 15 times in a game loops. This is another
Yeah.
piece for those kind of decks. Uh, but just having the flexibility on this card and then getting it twice is nice.
Uh-huh.
So
Flexibility.
yeah, it's great. It's very good. They made it flexible for a reason because it's elasticity, so it's cool. Okay.
Here we have Helmet Zemo Mastermind. Two in a blue for a 2/2. Legendary creature, human, noble villain. Whenever he attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to his power from your graveyard. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. If you cast a spell this way, put a counter on him.
Yes.
As,
So this is Dreadhorde Arcanist. Uh,
as a legendary,
as a legendary creature, it does basically the same thing. I
kind of,
think
yeah.
it might. It's very close to the same thing. Just not 100% identical. Uh,
I know there was another version of this card too that
yeah,
was.
Bilbo.
Oh,
Yeah, then the one it's not out yet.
right.
But yes, that's the other
Yeah,
one.
right.
Yeah, Dreadhorde Arcanist does not get a counter put on itself, but it's the exact same
No,
text.
you kind of just need to buff its power, right?
Yeah, you have to have its power else some other way, and he's
But
a
does
two
it?
mana 1/3
Doesn't it have a keyboard though?
trample.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. So there are shades of the card, right? If you're playing Dreadhorde Arcanist in a blue-red deck, or you're playing a deck that would like a Dreadhorde Arcanist but doesn't have red, this is worth mentioning. Being a human is also worth noting. If you're playing a human spells deck, this is something you can consider. This card's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I'm actually playing all nobles deck, anyways.
Yeah, I mean we got like 13 nobles this set. It's kind of crazy. A lot of nobles in
There's a lot
Marvel.
more noble than you think.
Yeah, but not Goblin King. Iron Man, Armored Avenger, is 3 and a blue for a 2/2 legendary artifact creature human hero with flying. When you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Whenever Iron Man attacks, other attacking modified creatures gain flying until end of turn. This is a better version of what card from Spider Man, Kai?
Lila holographic assistant, I
Yes.
believe.
Lila Holographic Assistant. This is a better version of Lila. Uh, you got that one in one. So good job. Though this one's legendary, and she's legendary. So I don't know.
Right, that
I don't know if
right.
it's 1-to-1, but that one is also an advisor, and this one is a human hero. So yeah. So this card, as we learned from a couple sets ago, goes infinite with Pensive Professor to draw your whole deck. Same mana value. However, this one is better because it has flying. And it gives the Pensive Professor flying. So once you've drawn your whole deck, you can then attack with flying, as opposed to just having to chump it into your opponents.
Yep.
Good card. If you a lot of decks want to draw cards and you get put counters on things, and so this is just worth mentioning whenever you play one of those decks.
Yep. It's good. Here we have endless ranks of Hydra. 3 and a black for a sorcery. For each opponent, you create a 2/1 black villain creature token with menace. Whenever your commander enters or attacks, you may pay 1 and a black. If you do, return this card to your grave from your graveyard to your hand.
So it's 4 mana, make 6 power with menace,
Yep.
and you can do it every turn for 6 mana after the turn you
Yep.
play it.
Yep.
Pretty decent. Going wide with menace creatures is really scary. Because going wide is already scary enough, but if they all have menace, that it just feels like you can't do anything about it. Uh, getting
Yeah.
a spell every turn is nice too.
I think menace is an underrated keyword.
Yeah. Uh, getting a non-creature spell to cast every single turn is really nice if your commander cares about that kind of thing. Uh, it's another. I like when cards in commander say commander on them. Is another thing I like a lot. This
I
is
do too. Yeah.
this is basically like they took 3 VV persistences and stapled them together and cost the same amount of mana, which is cool.
Kind
Uh,
of. Kind
yeah,
of.
so I like it. Uh, it's a good card. If you're playing a Go White token deck, play this one. It's also really funny
I
to
I
have like
I
good
think.
characters summon a bunch
Well,
of Nazis.
I think not even you don't even need to play a gold white token deck, but yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. So. Alright, so this card's gonna kill me. This is the Frightful Four. It's a 4 mana 4/4 legendary creature villain with menace. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, that player loses life equal to that spell's mana value. This is a great, just like group slug, like meta call card. If you got a guy in your meta who's like casting a bunch of non-creature spells in a turn, this can do a lot of damage and put a lot of life level pressure on.
Non-creature spells every turn.
Yeah, yeah. So you want to hit like big ones. If you can hit like a 7 mana artifact, it's just like ow. If they're trying to cast spells on other people's turns, this really punishes them too.
Yeah.
So, it's not as like terrifying for those decks as like the storm decks would be afraid of this one. This is more for the like
Yes,
I want to cast a 5-drop like Sublime Epiphany 6 mana like big spell kind of thing.
yeah.
So, I love those kind of decks. This is card designed to hurt me.
Here we have Elysia Masters, Skilled Sculptor. 1 and a red for a 0/4 legendary creature, Human Artificer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast a non-creature spell this turn, you make a treasure token. It has Sense the Good. At the beginning of your end step, each player gains control of all creatures they own.
So yeah, so this card
You
is
should.
really one line of text and then a flavor
It,
text.
it's very interesting. Play this against Blim.
Yeah, plays against Blim, plays against the Queen Marchesa that steals your stuff. It's really funny if
Yeah.
this is in your graveyard and somebody casts the Rise of the Dark Realms because they're like, I
Oh
took all
yeah.
your graveyards, and then they go to their end step and then they have to give everything back.
That is
Uh,
pretty funny.
yeah, it's a very strange line of text on this card, but we're really
But
talking
we're
about
not really paying
this.
attention to that one. It's
Yeah,
always just the top one.
it's a 2-drop creature that makes a treasure every turn as long as you can fulfill a very easy requirement in a treasure
Right.
deck. you're casting big scores and you're casting unexpected windfalls and you're casting all kinds of stuff like this, and that's a lot very easy to accomplish. Plus, red decks in Commander will have access to all of the mana rocks that they're going to be likely playing anyways. So if you have a
As
lot of non-creatures, it's good.
a 0/4 pretty blocks pretty well for only 2 mana.
Yep, they'll play this in the command zone, but it's a good support card. Flame On is a 5 mana sorcery. 4 in red. Put X 1/1 counters on target creature, where X is the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. It gains flying and then rebound. In the decks that want to play this, this is a very large power buff.
Yes, it is.
And
This is a very good Spellslinger Voltron type of thing. Like Feather would probably like this.
ugh. Oh, that's disgusting in Feather. Because you get it back. You can, I was like, yeah, I'll let it go to rebound.
Well,
And then the next time you get
yeah,
it back, after you
yeah.
rebounded it, so you can just do it again. Ew. Ew. Disgusting. Uh,
Yeah, by the time you want to cast this, you probably have at least maybe 4 things in the graveyard.
yeah, if your commander is a 3 drop, which is like the average Spellslayer commander size, you probably spent turns 1 and 2 casting some kind of mana rock and then some number of cantrips. And then you'll likely spend turn 4 casting a bunch of non-creature spells if your commander cares about that. And then turn 5 comes down and goes, okay, now my commander's got like 25 power. Honka honka.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a cantrip heavy deck and you want to attack with a commander, play this. It's a really good buff.
I'm just kind of surprised that it doesn't give haste, but that's all.
Yeah, I mean it's 5 mana, so the haste wouldn't
Yeah,
really change much because they
no,
can
no.
just throw haste on there too.
I just
But
think because of Johnny Storm, right? That's why.
true, true.
Oh boy. Here we have the boy, Franklin Richards, Ascendant, 5 in a red for a 6/6 legendary creature mutant hero. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you cast a non-creature spell this turn, discover 6,
Why
which
is
is
this 8-year-old boy a
Cascade,
6/6?
but not Cascade. I don't know
Why
why
did
he
they?
discovers 6.
You know
Why
why,
why
Kai?
why is he why does he discover 1 higher than the Chimil, the Inner Sun?
That's because if you look what he's doing right now, he's making an actual universe. This is likely
Oh.
this is likely the strongest character depicted on a Magic card. Period.
Why is he only a 6/6?
Why? Because he's still a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, this guy is he beats you. He soloed this guy. Yep, that guy,
That
Galactus.
guy.
He soloed that guy in the Fantastic Four First Steps. He was a 4-month-old infant at that time. This is one of the strongest characters in fiction. You name your power scaling character, he beats him. As a Magic card, it's a fun card.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Discovering every turn is really cool and fun, and this is a cool and fun way to do it. Wanta, you're cowards. Killmonger, Ruthless Usurper, is 2 in a red for a 3/3 human villain with trample. When he attacks, he gets +1/+0 for each artifact defending player controls. Period. Whenever Killmonger does combat damage to a player, that player sacks an artifact of their choice and you create a treasure token. So this has day 0 errata coming down because the second line of
Yep.
text did not say until end of turn, so he would be getting that power buff forever. However, I think this card could absolutely work just fine with the power buff forever. It would be a little annoying to
I do
track,
too.
but not very difficult. You put a die on it, and you will just remember that's what this is. We have harder things to track in this set, like power up. So you know, this would be a fine card as is. That without the day 0 errata, it'd be a fairly cool card. But with it, it's perfectly fine. Making them sack an artifact and you make a treasure token on a hit is really nice.
Yep.
But beyond that, we still want to talk about it for the day 0.
Day
So.
0 Rada. Yep. Here we have Loki's Scepter, 2 in a red. It's a legendary artifact. When it enters, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Until end of turn, it becomes a villain in addition to other types, and it gains haste. It has tap, add 1 mana of any color. Here's another 3 mana rock. They're just making them better and better that has more stuff stapled onto it.
So, okay. 3 mana rocks are still 100% acceptable and good to play in Commander.
I
The
I agree with
reason
this statement.
the reason why people are liking them less is because a lot of the most popular commanders cost 3, and it feels bad to take a turn off of casting your commander to cast a mana rock. I agree. If you're playing a 3 mana commander, 3 mana rocks are worse. You
You
should
gotta
be
look for
playing more
curve.
expensive commanders.
I would love to
however,
play more expensive commanders.
however, I think this should go in every single deck that can play it in brackets 2 and 3. Let me explain why. So it taps not just for red, it taps for 1 mana of any color. The previous best 3 mana red mana rock was Cursed Mirror, which does a clone on ETB with haste, and then later is a mana rock that taps for red. Uh, this comes down on 3 and does a thing and still makes mana. It does its thing and makes mana that same turn. That's already
Yeah.
good enough. Not only does it just do a thing, it gives you any creature in play. You just take it. Instead of having a copy of it like Curse Mirror, you take it. So you don't get its ETBs, but you do get its attack triggers, which is mostly what you're doing with Curse Mirror anyways. And uh, it gives whatever creature you target with Loki's Scepter haste. So you could also just play your own creature and then play the Scepter to give it haste and attack that turn.
Yeah, you could.
Uh, this is a very good mana rock. It's even good in 5 color. All you have to do is hit red, and then you make a 3 mana rock that makes all your colors.
Yeah.
Uh, if this was the same card but it tapped for red, I would still be very high on it. But tapping for 1 mana of any color makes this likely the new best 3 mana rock in Commander. Period. Very cool card.
I don't know. Maybe we should debate 3 mana rocks at some point.
Yeah, we definitely got to tier rank those later because people are wrong about how many are playable. A lot of them are playable. There's so many good 3 mana rocks, guys. You're losing out on a lot of power by not playing them. But yeah, this card is very, very, very good. I expect it to be like $20 once people figure out how good it is. Right now, it's 3. So if you're watching this video, go buy copies for yourself. So I'm gonna own
Okay.
one and proxy more.
Nova Flame. X2 red for a sorcery. Put X plus and counters on target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature.
All right.
It's a good board wipe. Uh, it is semi Chandra Ignition, 1 mana cheaper, but it doesn't hit players.
Mm-hmm. So if your deck was playing Soulfire Immolation and Shadow's Ignition, it likely means you're playing a deck with very large creatures that you would like to stay alive. Uh, Shadow's Ignition is like a commander staple, and you play it in all of your giant commander decks. Like if you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna Voltron up this creature and make it a 10/10, and then nug each of your opponents and all their creatures, right? This does the creature removal part, but the extra texture to this is it can grow your creature to do this better. So if you only have like a 4/4 when you go to cast this, sometimes you're like, oh, if I could hit 6, I could kill every creature in play, but I can't, so I'm gonna lose. Uh, this lets you pay extra mana to go higher up the tier, and it doesn't kill your creature still. So you clear the way and then attack with it. Uh,
Surprisingly.
yeah, which is really nice. If this is just 4 mana Wrath though on targeting your own creature, that is very good.
Yeah, it's still not bad. If you already control like a 9 power creature because you're even putting counters on it or equipping it with stuff.
If it's turn 4, you could have been like, I'm gonna play my 3 mana 4/4 commander and then Nova Flame target it. This is really good in Thanos.
Yeah, that's still not bad.
Yeah, Thanos would love to Nova Flame. That man's got Death Touch and Lifelink.
Oh, it deals damage. Yeah, you're right
Yeah.
because it deals damage equal
Mm-hmm.
to its power to each other creature. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this card a lot. It's a very good one. Play it in your decks where you play Shard's Ignition and Soulfire Immolation. Alright, this is Titania, Proud Pummeler, 3 in a red for a 3/3 human villain with first strike and melee. Other creatures you control have melee. Melee is when this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 to end of turn for each opponent you attack this combat. So,
Melee
mhm,
is fun keyword.
mhm. It's also
And
pretty good.
incentivize. It is pretty good. You get +3/+3. That this could be a 6 mana. No, even more because other creatures you control have melee.
Yeah, this is a big power buff for 4 mana. If you're attacking everybody, that's +2/+2 on your whole board. That's very above rate for 4 mana. We have another card that does this in white. It is 2 and a white, and but you have to control your commander to give your creatures melee. It itself flies though, so it is slightly better because it itself flies, so it has that evasion. However,
But this also has
redundancy.
first full. True, and first strike is also a good one too because
Yep, you're not always
it would
playing
be a
white.
6 mana, or it would be a 6/6 first strike, which would be pretty good.
Yeah. Redundancy is always good for these kind of effects. If you're planning on winning with a go wide like buff in this way, this is a really good one. It's not quite Craterhoof, obviously, but nothing else is going to be
Yeah.
Craterhoof.
Yep.
So very good card if you're going very wide and you're attacking everybody.
Edit in Ishin and Wolfgar.
Yes, very very good there.
Here we have Ancestral Communion. 1 and a green for a sorcery. When you cast this spell, while you control your commander, copy the spell. You may choose a new target for the copy. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We were paying 2 mana for this effect at instant speed by giving someone else a card from Bloomburrow, and it was already one of the most slept on cards in the format. Now you're doing sorcery speed, so it's slightly worse. However, the copy ability is free. It also means they can't counterspell your return. So if you have one thing you really need, you're like, all right, target it, and they're like, okay, I guess you get it back. Uh, Very good card. Play this in your permanent heavy graveyard decks,
Yeah.
or any deck that has permanents that will be killed immediately. Fight for the Throne is 1 and a green for an instant. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Then it fights target creature an opponent controls. When the creature an opponent controls dies this turn, if you control your commander, you become the monarch. So 2 mana +1 counter instant speed fight is already above rate.
Yeah, it is.
Counter fight is usually 3 mana. If we have instant speed fight, it's usually no buff 2 mana. Uh, Buff plus fight instant speed 2 mana, very good. That alone makes this worth playing. If you control your commander, you introduce the monarchy when you kill their creature, which is also very good. It means you're incentivized to play this instant at sorcery speed, so you get the card immediately from monarchy. But that's fine. If you can play a 3 mana commander, and then like your opponent plays a 3 mana commander, and then on your fourth turn, you're like, cool, pay 2 mana, buff my commander, kill your commander, get the monarchy. That's such a huge push ahead in the commander game that
Right on time.
you'll just like pull ahead so quickly because you're drawing extra cards, you're setting someone else back. It's a great tempo play, and tempo plays in commander are hard to come by. So I like this card a lot.
I think this card will be fun to play with.
Yeah, I'm putting this in a lot of green decks.
It's clobbering time. Is 2 and a green for a sorcery. You choose one. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls, or destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it has rebound.
So 3 mana to destroy an artifact or enchantment, not the rate you want to pay. 3 mana for a bite, on rate. Do you guys we realize what this is, right? This whole cycle is like this. It's just like the blue Reed Richards one. An effect that's a little overcosted and an effect that's right on rate, but it's got rebound, so you do it twice. The flexibility here is really good. Uh, if there is a artifact or enchantment that needs to go, you pay 3, it's gone. Uh, if there's a creature that needs to go, you pay 3, it likely is gone too, because you're playing a green deck, you have 3 creatures.
Here's
And
my
then the board will
spell
change,
slinger.
right? The board will change between your turn and your next turn. But if
Yes.
if you're your opponent, right, and you just saw your other opponent go clobbering time, kill your third player's creature, and you're sitting there with a Ristic Study in your hand, you're like, oh, if I play it, he's just gonna rebound and blow it up.
Yeah.
That is actually kind of nice. It's almost like a pseudo counterspell in that way because people just will not run out powerful artifacts or enchantments while this is in the exile zone ready to be recast.
Yeah. Yeah. Rebounded. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. I think it's worth playing.
I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
If you're playing a deck that wants to fight things, it's especially good.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Wadia.
Yeah, the only one of these that we're not talking about is the Invisible Woman one because it doesn't make sense to have rebound. So,
Unfortunate.
yep.
Here we
Medusa.
have.
Oh yeah, is this you or me?
No, I was just gonna say. Here we have. Uh, I can't remember the Hydra name.
Yeah, Medusa, Inhuman Queen, is 2 and a queen for 2/2. Inhuman Noble Hero with Vigilance and Reach. When a player casts a non-creature spell, put a counter on her. So she's like a Forgotten Ancient or whatever that 3-drop Hydra that neither of us can remember.
I can't remember the name of
Uh,
it right now. Oh well.
it's another one of these player casts a spell, put a counter on it.
Yeah.
However, it is non-creature only, doesn't have trample, not as good, still powerful if you're doing a lot of non-creature stuff.
Still powerful.
Yep.
A bunch of non-creature spells will be cast throughout the game.
Yep,
Not
and if
just
you
by
are
you.
doing them, then you can count it for this too, which
This
is
is
nice.
yeah, it's even better.
All right, Kai, we gotta do it together. You ready?
Okay.
Wakanda forever.
Forever.
If you don't do it when you cast a spell, you are immediately banned from the LGS. By the way,
you are exiled.
This is a warning. Just know this. If you do this when you cast a spell, you're banned from the LGS. Kai, go ahead and read this card.
Here's a 4-mana or 4 green sorcery. Reveal the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a permanent card from among them onto the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand, and you put the rest into the graveyard. So you get 2 out of the top 6. 1 goes to your hand, 1 goes on the battlefield that has indestructible,
And the rest go to graveyard.
and the rest go to graveyard.
So
This
you
is
get
a
the top
Reanimator's
6.
Dream.
You get the top 6 because they go to
You
your
get the-
graveyard.
You get the top 6. You get the top. Well, yes.
Why does it have indestructible? That is ridiculous.
I don't know because they like I'm gonna cast this and then on a future turn cast Parination and return something that I discarded from the graveyard to the battlefield with another indestructible counter on it.
Yeah, doesn't that cost 8 mana?
I don't remember.
It costs a lot of mana for one thing with indestructible. This costs 6. There's no like safety
And-
valve here too. There's no like shuffle and then reveal. So you can stack this with like Brainstorm or Sensei's Top or
Yeah.
any of those effects.
Any of the effects that let you Scryer's Surveil, get the top cards of your library and make sure what you have up there.
Yeah, you can just go like, all right, cool. I'm gonna cast Worldly Tutor and then cast Wakanda Forever and put this indestructible 15/15 into play. Honka honka.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a 6-drop that puts a card into play, draws you a card, and then puts the rest of them into your graveyard. Which in the decks you're playing this in is your second hand.
Could draw you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What a bonkers card. This is like one of those just a new forever. I want to cast big dumb idiot commander spells cards, but those are usually like 7 or 8 mana. This one's 6, so pretty good.
It could definitely hit something crazy like a Valgavoth or something.
Yeah. Or just like hit a good early game creature that has a value engine staple to it that can't kill.
Yeah.
Like I'll put an indestructible Esper Sentinel into play.
The swords, they'd have to
Yeah.
path any exile removal or
Put Forgotten Ancient into play with indestructible on it. That's pretty good. Like there's a lot of big idiots at Commander 2. Like this card's very, very good. So
hey, I remember it's Mana Gorger Hydra. Anyway.
hey, Mana Gorger Hydra. Mana George, of course.
Yes. Oh, here's a fun one.
Arch Nemesis. 1 blue-black for an enchantment aura. Enchant opponent. Whenever you attack enchanted player, that player loses 2 life. You draw a card and gain 2 life. And when a very player attacks you, you may attach this aura to that player.
I am kind of sad that this doesn't have the curse subtype.
Yeah.
Not that it really needed it, but like
I agree.
Give those players something.
But they usually don't have blue mana, so like it's not too big of a deal.
I think the curse commander from that set actually is Grixis.
Oh right, she is. Oh dang, that sucks. But anyways,
This is really fun to swap around the table, being like, "Oh, you attacked me. All right, I'm gonna attack you next. Oh, you attack me. I'm gonna attack you next."
3 mana,
next,
draw a
buddy.
card, gain 2 life every turn is perfectly fine. It's not pushed. It's perfectly
Right.
fine.
if this was stuck to one opponent, I feel like this would be perfectly fine. But the fact that you can be like, you attacked me, all right, you're next.
Yeah, put this in your like initiative or monarchy decks, and someone attacks you to take it
Yeah,
from you, and you're
yeah.
like, all right, I'm coming. But no, this is great.
This is
This
really
basically
fun
starts
card.
in play on Jeremy too. So all right, can I
Here
read
we
this
have
one?
Bathst, Panther Goddess, 2 green, white, legendary creature cat god 4/4. It has reach, trample, and indestructible. It can't attack or block unless you control 3 or more creatures. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So, pretty good.
So this can always attack or block because it counts itself. So you need two other
Because
creatures.
you're in a green white deck.
Yep, you're playing a green white
You will
deck.
have creatures.
Yep. So unless someone has just cast a wrath, this is still available to attack. And whenever you attack, target attack creature gets +X, where X the number of creatures you control is broken. And this comes with trample. So this attacks as like a 13/13 a lot of the time. Uh, it lets you
This
go
see
wide and go tall.
I can't even remember the name of the cat that has
Oh, the Eminence Cat, Arabo, I
yeah
think.
yeah
Yeah.
Roar over the Tide, I believe, or something
Yep.
like that.
But another cool thing about this one is it doesn't actually none of the card text on here cares about this being a cat. So you don't
It's
have to
true.
play it in a cat's deck or
No, you
a
don't.
or like a
This
hero's
is
deck or anything like that. And you just
it's
play this in
great
a deck.
as a just a go wide token strategy type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could even you don't have to be like just creatures. You could do spell slinger and have all the ones that just make tokens.
Yeah, if you this is a good commander, this is a good in the 99 of a lot of green white X decks. Like if you're
Yep.
playing like Bant Elves, this card is crazy.
Oh
Uh
yeah.
is also is a good upgrade for like any of your cat decks, running Siri, Arabo, any of them.
Yep.
Good,
Yep.
just a good card worth mentioning if you hadn't seen it. If this came out, if I saw this for the first time in like 2 years, I would have thought this was an Aether Drift. So
It does seem like one of those kind of gods.
all right, Black Widow Agile Avenger. One red white for a 2/2 human spy hero with menace. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, put a counter on Black Widow and you draw a card. So this is Fairy Mastermind. This is T'Challa, but it is in Boros instead of in blue or blue white, which is worth mentioning. Red white has a hard time just straight up drawing cards. White
Yeah.
does a lot more of these, like when your opponents do a thing, you do a thing now. And this is a cool Boros card that does that. Plus, it's on a decent body. A 2/2 with Menace is a fine for 3. But if it
But it
grows on each of your
yeah.
opponent's turns, it can attack for 5 as early as turn 4. With Menace, that's quite good. That's it. Play this in your red white decks that need more card draw.
Here we have Cosmic Crucible, 4 green blue, an enchantment. At the beginning of your first main phase, add 4 mana in any combination of colors. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Do this only once each turn.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. It doesn't refund you until your next main phase, but uh, it's still you could still use it on that turn and each other player's turn because it's the first one you cast each turn. Copying spells is always really good. The fact that it gives you free mana every turn on your turn to cast whatever is good because it's any combination of colors.
Yeah, and it's not keyed only to non-creature spells, so you can use it to recast your commander or your
Right, right.
like planeswalkers or battles or whatever.
It almost refunds itself the next
Hmm.
turn, which is good.
The card does not restrict itself to be your first one each turn, so you can choose to not copy your setup spells and then copy your big spells.
Right.
Uh,
It is. You may copy, but you can only do it once each turn.
yep,
Yeah.
and you could play this, and if you somehow still have mana left, cast another big spell, uh, and
That
get
is
your copy
non-creature.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of textures to this big splashy card. It is probably enough that it will see play in some decks. But I think it's gonna be forgotten
I
about
I
and should
I
be played in
like
more
it.
decks. Yeah.
I just don't know where I'd put it right now. But yeah,
Yep. But there are definitely homes for it. We just don't know where they
yes.
are, and there will definitely be homes for this card forever. So just keep this one in mind when you're building Green Blue X. I think this will be a lot of play in Bant Enchantress lists and a lot of
Oh
play
yeah.
in Teamer spells lists. So
Yep. Ah, here you go.
Crystal Inhuman Princess is 1 red green for 2/3 Inhuman Noble Hero with flying. When you cast a non creature spell, she deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of colors that spell is. Tap at red, green, white, or blue. Manadork commanders are really powerful. This
Yes,
is
they
a
are.
4-color Manadork commander.
I can tell you, Manador commanders are really good. Thank you, Ruby.
And not only is this a Manadork commander, it's a Manadork commander with a really good line of text.
Yes, it's crazy that it's not just a mana dork, but that is has an upside because it's flying. It literally just deals damage. It's a win con too.
Yeah, so if you build this as like 4-color charms, you have the win con in the command zone and mana ramp. It's a commander that lets you play 4 colors. That's already rare enough and worth talking about. And yeah, so fantastic card. There's a you could I think this is probably the new best 4-color good stuff commander, and is
Play
not
play
Atraxa.
play this Ink Treader Nephilim. I mean,
Is that what we call this?
I believe that's the color pairing.
We're
Ink
mo-
Treader.
No, we're calling it Crystal now. We have Atraxa and Crystal, and we're looking for more 4-color pairs.
Sure. Oh, speaking of,
Uh,
here's
okay.
more four color.
Go on, Kai. You
Don't
get to
don't
see. You get to
don't
read this book.
don't you? Okay, here's the power pack. It's one red, green, blue, white. I said that in a different order. 4/4 flying, vigilance, trample, haste, legendary creature, human hero. Whenever the power pack deals combat damage to a player, exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard chosen at random. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If the spell would be put in your graveyard, instead exile it.
Okay, so the last commander was cool because it's a unique thing, being a commander or commander that makes like a 4-color deck. This commander is exceptionally generic.
It's
Why
kind of doo doo garbage.
it's the you
It's
just
completely
feel it.
fine.
You can feel how much they want that one to be a black, so this could be another 5-color, like no care in the world commander. Uh,
True.
you can taste it. Flying Vigilance Trample Haste. Why does this have the Achroma keywords? It's a 5
Yeah.
mana 4/4 with Achroma keywords.
Why
Uh,
do these kids have those?
it makes no sense. The effect is bad. You hit them and you get a card. Not now. Next
Yeah.
turn. You don't get to choose the card. It's random. This card costs 5 mana. It's simultaneously terrible and good at the same time, and they're different, good and bad for different reasons. And I just don't like this card. I feel like this should have just never left the design room.
I
There's
feel
so
like
many
this could
cool
have
things
been
this could have been
so many
instead.
different things.
Yep.
Why do you have to delay a turn?
Yeah. If this could
Why do you have to
have,
deal combat damage to do it to begin with?
yeah. I mean, like, why are these 4 kids with very different power sets just being represented by a flashback card? Uh, this isn't even that good in the deck it's in, because the deck that it's in wants you to have cast your non-creature spell before combat. So like that's probably why it delays it a turn, so you can get it before combat on the next turn. But like that's just lame. That's all. Now speaking of something that's not lame, this is Red Ghost Intangible Genius. 2 blue-red for a 2/3 human scientist villain with Ward 2. He cannot be blocked. When you draw your second card each turn, create a 3/3 red ape villain creature token with haste. To me, my super apes! Amazing. This is such a stupid, like, clearly was created in the 40s character. He's like, yes, I'm the Red Scare, and I make scary apes. Oh,
Yeah.
I love
I
this
mean,
card.
it's another is it token commander.
Yeah, it's another is it draw cards make tokens commander. That's kind of boring, but this one's good because they're 3/3s, and you get to go to me, my super apes, every time this triggers. So that's
I mean,
it.
yeah. That yeah. Here we have Scarlet Witch, Chaotic Avenger. 2 blue, red for a 3/3 legendary creature, mutant warlock hero. Flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Then exile them face down. Then you may cast a hero or non-creature spell from among the cards exiled with card with without paying its mana cost. Wow.
So you may, if you're watching the video, you may see me holding some cards right now because I want to demonstrate for you guys. This is essentially drawing you an extra hand. She's slowly building a second hand out of your own deck. So what she's doing is she hits them for 3 in the air.
Yeah.
She
From
takes top
among the
2.
cards exiled with her, yeah.
You get to cast one of those cards right now. The other card stays exiled with her. Next turn, you hit again. You draw 2 more cards and put them in this face down hand. And you cast any one of those. Not just one of the 2 new ones. You can use the card from the previous turn and cast that immediately as well. Very cool. Very strange effect. We've never seen this before in that way. Now, you only get to cast the non-creature spells, but the difference is they're free.
Yeah.
Sure. You get to play heroes too, so if you're playing this in a heroes deck, you can just cast anything. But if you're putting her in the command zone, this is it gigantic sorcery speed spells that go into this weird extra zone. I like it a lot. It's very cool.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely sold me on it. I think you should play with changelings and then cast the changelings.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's also just some good heroes to put in this deck, like all of the other Scarlet Witches.
Yeah. Here we have the beep beep.
Sorry, Vintage. Sorry, guys.
Nah, it don't matter.
It's the Fantasticar. It's a 3 colorless 4/4 artifact vehicle flying. When you cast a non-creature spell, you may have it become an artifact creature. And then here's the line that matters. When you cast your 4th non-creature spell each turn, you may sacrifice this. If you do, create 4 4/4s that are artifact creature tokens with flying and haste. Okay.
Yeah. Why?
Hey Kai.
Yeah.
Do you remember that this can be your commander in Commander?
It can.
It can it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we could do the thing that Vintage people are doing, where they're putting this into play on turn 1 and cracking it on turn 1, and then coming in for 16 on turn 1 in
Correct.
Commander.
Yeah.
It'd probably be bracket 4 because you have to play a lot of the fast mana to get this going that quickly. But I mean, isn't Mishra's Workshop the land that taps for 3? Isn't that legal in Commander? Just no one plays it.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's legal in Commander. Let me pull this up. But
I think it is.
You can just play this with. Yeah, Workshop is a game changer in Commander.
Oh, it is. You're
yep.
right.
It's only a cool 3K, so
oh my gosh, it's
cheap Commander deck. But no, the funny wrinkle about this in Commander compared to Vintage is if this is your Commander, it goes back in the command zone. So you can crack this and then next turn crack it again and just build your deck around as much. Just if you fill your deck with exclusively mana generation, non-creature spells that just make mana, you can just try and crack the Fantasticar every single turn and just make a gigantic army of 4/4 haste artifact creatures with flying.
That sounds hilarious. I want to do this.
I'm putting this deck together with proxies because the deck's gonna cost $13,000.
Yes, it is.
It's gonna be like the down payment on a house, but it is the most. It's the most insane bracket 4 aggro workshop deck you've ever seen. Because you're just putting 16 power into play every other turn. It's so stupid. I like this card a lot for that purpose. I mean, obviously, Vintage players are gonna freak out. This card's gonna ruin their format for a little bit, just a little bit.
We don't need to talk about that. We're Commander here. We
Vintage doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We build in brackets here.
Speaking of colorless commanders, Kai, read this one.
Herbie Lovable Robot. He's 2 generic mana, legendary artifact creature, robot scout for a 1/1. That's flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, surveil 1. He has tap, add colorless, or pay one and tap, add one mana of any color.
All right, so I alluded to it earlier. This is the new best Eldrazi commander for low power commander, because two mana dork in the command zone is very good. It helps you get to your Eldrazi very quickly. Uh,
It adds colorless specifically,
yep,
so that is important.
people were playing Page from the last set because it said two mana creature that taps to add a colorless, and this is that card, but with four more lines of text, so it's
I didn't
better.
realize that. That's interesting that people were
Yes.
playing Page.
Yeah, people were playing Page as an Eldrazi commander from Strixhaven. This is Page but power crept, and he's an adorable little robot, and him summoning the Eldrazi Titans is really funny.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, and this is a good one. So that's what this is notable for. Don't put this in your non colorless commander decks.
Pause. I gotta. All right, here we have Panther Habit. 4 mana artifact equipment. If equipped creature would be dealt damage, prevent that damage, and put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Equip cost 2. This doesn't have an indestructible. What are you talking about?
Uh, what's the creature that does this?
I think you mean Vigor.
Mm-hmm. That card's good, is it not?
No, it's pretty good.
What if you could have it as an equipment?
What if you could put this on Vigor?
Because vigor is other, right?
Yes, it is other.
So now it can get bigger too.
Correct.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty
Uh,
funny.
I have a home for this card because I have a commander that says it must be blocked.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good in that deck.
No,
Uh,
yeah, it is pretty good.
but beyond
It's
that,
this
it's a good
is
card.
it's pseudo indestructible, and that's pretty good.
Pseudo
It just
indestructible
it,
and pretty much pseudo unblockable too. People aren't gonna want to block your creatures unless they have to not die.
right because they don't
Uh,
want to make it to grow bigger.
yep. So good card
Don't play this, or I mean, don't bless act while this is equipped to something,
unless it's yours.
unless it's yours. Yes.
Unstable Molecule Suit is a 3 mana artifact equipment. It says equipped creature gets +2/+2 and is indestructible. Equip your commander for 2 and equip for 4 otherwise. So this is the next member in this cycle of 3 mana artifacts that give your commander indestructible. Uh, and this is the probably the new like best or second best. So the best one on rate is Mithril Coat because it's a
Yeah.
protection spell that flashes in and then attaches for free, but it just gives indestructible. This you have to pay the full cost, so 3 to play, 2 to equip. However, you get a power buff and indestructible, which is really nice. And then the worst one now, which is pseudo unplayable at this point, is 3 mana. I think it's Darksteel Plate or whatever.
Dark steel plate.
Yeah,
I
three.
think
It's a 3 mana artifact that equips for 3, and gives
it has
indestructible and is
it
indestructible
has
itself.
yeah yep.
The Mithril Coat's also indestructible itself as well.
I believe
This is
so.
not. So it does die to like destroy all artifact creatures or whatever, artifact and creatures. But that doesn't matter. That literally has almost never come up in a game I've played of Magic.
Yeah.
This is gonna do better than even like a commander's plate. If you're playing a higher colored commander, like if you're playing 3 or 4 or even dare I say 5 color equipment, this is gonna do better for you than a commander's plate would. Plus, some color pairings, commander's plate sucks, and you're just like, oh yeah, my commander is blue and white, so I guess it can still be Swords to Plowshared, and I guess it can still be Flood Mod. But it doesn't get hit by your clobbering time.
It's flower time.
But yeah, no, this card's pretty good. If you're playing an equipment deck and you want to give an indestructible commander, play it. It's good.
Here
Oh,
we have one of the scene cards, and I think the only scene card that we included.
from this
Oh,
scene box.
right. All the other ones are fine.
All the other hero cards in that scene box go in the heroes deck, specifically the Jeskai Captain America. They are cards that should have been in that deck instead of some of the bad cards they included instead.
Right. Here we have Thor, Guardian of Midgard. 3 red for a 5/5 legendary creature, god, warrior, hero. Flying. Whenever a source you control deals non combat damage to an opponent, You may exile that many cards from the top of your library. You may play those cards this turn.
Do you hear that? I think there's a dragon approaching. This card is now the best Dragon's Approach commander, bar none.
Uh, that's what you okay.
Because this draws how many cards, Kai?
Ooh, Dragon's Approaching deals 2 damage
Uh
each
huh.
opponent.
Yep.
So six,
9.
9.
Because you each you an opponent, right? So you do 3 to each. So you have 3 opponents.
Is it 3? I thought it was
Three.
2.
Isn't it 3? This is why we had to pull up cards beforehand. Is it? Is
No,
it
you're
three?
right. It's 3.
It's 3. Yeah. So this draws you 9 cards of every Dragon's Approach. That's almost too many cards for you to be able to use all of them. Uh,
That's crazy.
yeah. Dragon's Approach decks were playing a 7 mana dragon that did that because you could get it into play off your Dragon's Approaches and then pop off like crazy. Putting this in the command zone is ludicrous.
No, this is Thor.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. We should make a proxy. This word is ludicrous though, and he's riding a dragon. People would be so confused as to why our card looks like that. But anyways, yeah. So put this.
This is just good. This
Yeah.
is
Uh huh.
put this in Oiher Axonal.
Yeah. Ignoring
access
the
to
dragon's
cards.
approach of it all. This is a very, very good text box to have in any deck dealing non-combat damage. It's very nice with pingers.
Pingers, yeah.
Yep.
The,
Hawkeye.
the other god,
Gerson
what
Starn.
was it? Gerson Star. Oh yeah, that would be good. I'm talking about
Perforos.
Perforos. That's the one I'm
Yep.
thinking of.
Good Perforos. Good in decks with lots of impact tremors. Good
Yep.
in Norin the Wary.
Tremor effects. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Norin the Wary.
Yep. Just an overall great card. A lot of the other cards in this scene box care about specifically heroes or are million mana. And so don't play those ones. Those ones are bad unless you're playing heroes. This card,
But I like Hulk, anyways.
yeah, he's 7. Yeah, that's a fine card. He just costs a million mana. This card is great. Now on to the villain scene box.
I
Oh.
like this card.
Absorbing Man and Titania. 3 red green 4/4/5 human villain. Double all damage that creature sources you control would deal. Brother. 5 mana double damage
Creature
is the rate. That's the rate we pay for double damage.
Yes.
Putting it on a creature body makes it more fragile, but it makes it better because it can attack. It impacts the board. One of the big downsides of these double damage cards is they don't impact the board at all. They act as like a Craterhoof effect, right? But if you just play them on turn 5 after just going like 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, they're still not that crazy. This is always good. And it's in the command zone if you want to be a sicko. But like, play this in your red green X big creature decks.
Yeah, no, it's just the creature sources. It's not even just saying combat damage would be double. It's so if your thing is pinging, so
Yeah. If you're
like
playing
we were just saying
Perforos.
about Thor, yeah, poor Perforos turns 2 into 4, and that's crazy.
Yep. If you have a commander that has like a attack, deal X damage, or X is the number of whatevers, this doubles that. Like does a lot of things. It slices and dices, and the most important thing is that it is a damage doubler that impacts the board.
That is a creature, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Excited to try that with Wolverine.
Oh yeah. Okay, this is yours.
Here we have Loki, God of Lies. 1 red for a 3/3 legendary creature, god, sorcerer, villain. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single creature, gain control of that creature until end of turn. If it's your turn, untap that creature, and it gains haste till end of turn.
Okay, so this is a me card.
Yes.
This is a commander that I think is going to be really, really funny. So active treason in the command zone is hilarious. But the textures of this are a little complicated. So if you have instant speed ways of targeting their creatures that doesn't kill it, you can take their thing and then block with it.
Right.
If you do stuff on your turn, you take their thing and then attack them with it. I think that's really funny. It's like a very weird pseudo goad deck. It does a lot of the same things a goad deck would do. I like it a lot. It's a cool commander. That's it. Don't There's like no homes for this that aren't that specific commander deck though. So,
Yeah, I don't.
all right, so we've reached the welcome deck cards, I believe. Or the
I think
tutorial.
so.
This is
Yes.
not Jumpstart. I know when Jumpstart starts. This is Stark's Ingenuity. 2 and a blue for an enchantment aura, enchant creature you control. When it enters, you may pay X. If you do, draw X cards. Whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on enchanted creature. So we have a ton of these X 2 and a blue, draw X cards effects. This is one of
Yep.
them that is on a permanent, so that for those effects that care about permanence, and then it buffs your creature with a counter for each card you draw from it. But you can also just play this for 3 and then draw cards naturally and get the +1 counter buff anyways.
That seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, that's
This is
real good.
this is we just saw the Iron Man that did that for 4 mana.
Yeah, there's a couple of cards that do this in the set. I think we're not talking about one or two of them because they're like 8
Yeah.
mana. Uh,
Um, they should have just changed the symbol. I don't know why they didn't just change the set symbol.
I'm
Anyways,
telling you, man, it's because they wanted to hit 616 cards so they could do the 616 thing.
but it's not even complete. Anyways,
It is kind of.
kind of.
All right,
Oh,
another one from the welcome deck.
Minotaur. What?
It's another one from the welcome deck still, so it's hard to open.
Yes. Minotaur, Roxon CEO, 4 black for a 4/4 legendary creature Minotaur villain. Whenever this creature or another non-token creature dies, you create a 2/1 black villain creature token with menace.
All right, so this is that one black card they put in all of the aristocrat precons that costs 5 mana and makes rats that I can't remember the name of, and I'm trying to find it. And there's a lot
Uh,
of rats.
what, Master of Piper or something?
Yeah, it's like Piper something.
Master of the Swarm or something?
Yeah, it's something Swarm Master or whatever. Let's see, Swarm. Yeah. So that card costs 5 and makes
Yeah.
1/1s. This card costs 6 and makes 2/1s with a keyword.
Yeah.
And this triggers off itself dying, which is
Yes.
very nice. It does not say only once each turn, so if you have a big board of non-token creatures and then someone wraths, you have a big board still, and they're all 2/1s. Uh, so very cool card.
That's the wrong card I'm thinking of. It is Piper of the Swarm. It was the card that I was thinking of, but that's not the one that you're
Yep,
thinking
I'm
of.
trying to find it, but I'm just gonna give up.
All right.
I'm gonna give up on finding it because I'm not putting it on the screen anyways. They can't see it. But yeah, so if they wipe your board, you get a whole bunch of 2/1s with menace. That's worth playing. 6 mana is a little steep, but if you're playing aristocrats, this is really nice. I like this card a good bit. So
It's very interesting, yeah.
this is one everyone's sleeping on.
You think so?
Yeah, read it.
I'm sleeping on it. All right. What can a Young Avenger, 3 to red for a 3/3 legendary creature, mutant warlock hero? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next end step, you may play that card. Yeah, no, that just seems pretty good.
Okay, so Archmage Emeritus, one of the best cards in Commander for Spellslinger decks.
Yes.
What if it also triggered off of all your mana rocks?
You think this is the red Archmage Emeritus?
Yeah. It is a bigger body. You don't get the cards forever. You get them only this turn. But it's until your next end step. So if you're casting spells on your opponent's turns, you get them until your turn still. So you don't lose them. But it's an Archmage Emeritus in the command zone. That's where I'm like, ooh, this could be a
True.
really cool mono red Storm Commander. I
do
ranked it
forget
pretty
that-
highly in the all commanders ranking, and I've not seen anyone even like post this card anywhere.
I do forget that Archmage Emeritus isn't legendary.
Yeah. This card's actually pretty cool as a mono red Storm Commander. We don't have a lot of good red Storm Commanders that aren't like Bergie, right? So typically when
Yeah.
you're building a Storm deck in the Commander, you want your Commander to either give you the cards or give you the mana. Right now, all of our red Storm Commanders give us the mana. This one gives us the cards. So let's just build the deck around the mana, which is cool. It's a different type. It means the deck will be a different build. But also, just like if you're playing a lot of non-creature spells, this is a 4-drop that draws you like 1,000 cards. Uh, it's a really good
That would
card.
be a lot of cards.
Yeah, this is a very good one. I think this is being slept on. I think it's gonna be like a
I think.
$12 uncommon.
I think.
All right, Captain America Liberator, 3 white for a 5/5 human soldier hero. When he enters, you search your library for an equipment with mana value 3 or less and put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle. When he attacks, for each equipment attached to him, make a 1/1 white soldier. So, a couple things to point out about this card. First
Pretty
thing,
decent.
look at the background. Those are World War II U.S. soldiers holding real U.S. American guns. Uh,
Yeah, they are. Yeah. You're
okay,
right.
that's the first thing I wanted to point out because it's funny.
Okay.
Little prelude for Jeremy's deck. He's coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
Next is we have a lot of these creatures now that are like, well, a lot is not correct. We have a couple
It's
creatures now
couple. Yeah.
that tutor
It's
equipment on
weird.
ETB. Uh, Cloud being the most recent one. This is another one, but it costs 5 mana. The others all cost 2. But instead, you get it to play, which is nice, but it's not any equipment, which sucks. Uh, if you are playing a deck built around a 3 mana or less equipment, or you have a 3 mana or less equipment that's really good in your deck, this is great with you. However, the funny thing about this card is this is mono white aristocrats in the command zone because you play Captain America and then you go get Skull Clamp and then you equip Captain America and make a bunch of creatures you can Skull Clamp and then just clamp down the line and just kill all of the soldiers. He's a liberator.
That is a way to do it. I was like, would be great if you were playing Boros Sunforger.
Yep.
You can't do this as your commander, but
Yep.
it's a way to go. Another way to go find it. So
Yep. I think this is a perfectly fun and fine card. Equipment decks have 14,000 must plays, and so you don't have room. But if you want to just play more fun cards, this is a fun one. And that second line of text is also pretty good. Making a 1/1 for each equipment attached is pretty nice. So,
it's pretty decent. Yeah.
yep, pretty cool, like bracket 2 equipment commander.
Doctor Strange Surgeon. 4 and a white for a 2/5 legendary creature, human doctor hero. Here's another doctor. Lifelink. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. At the beginning of each combat, if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance until end of turn.
So Kai, can I pair this guy with any of my doctor's companions?
No, you cannot.
But it says you can have 2 or more commanders if the other is the doctor.
He's not the doctor, he's a doctor.
Ah. And they say that having more cards on the Game Changers list is too confusing for new players. So, this is notable because it's a creature that doubles your life gain. And then it also...
That can be your commander, yeah.
Yep, and it also does the Rick thing of +2/+2 and a keyword, but it doesn't
Yep.
care about creature types. So, pretty good card overall. It's a little expensive at 5 mana, but doubling effects are good, and this is one of those
Well,
doubling effects.
I mean, Rock's Faithmender is 4 mana, and he's a 1/5, so
Yeah. And
He doesn't
does he
do
have
anything
does he have lifelink?
I think he does.
I think he does too.
But
But
he's only
he doesn't
a
give your whole
1/5,
board
so-
+2/+2.
Exactly, and vigilance.
Also, by the way, because it's the beginning of combat trigger, that doubles off of Delny. If you have Delny in play, you get +4/+4.
this is true. You would get +4/+4.
So keep that in mind. Don't
Um,
forget though, he is a surgeon.
And also, if you have a deck that does multiple combats in a turn, this would trigger off of each combat.
Yeah, how could Mono White do it? Genji Glove? That card's bad.
I never said he'd be the commander, but you know.
All right, Matt Murdock, Justice Seeker. 1 and a white for a 2/2 human advisor hero. At the beginning of combat turn, you may pay 1. When you do, put a counter on target creature you control, and each creature you control with a counter on it has ward 1. This card's great.
I love this.
Is it what's the 2 mana creature that's a 1/1 that puts a counter on a creature at the beginning of combat? I don't remember that one, but it's the white human.
Yes.
Illuminarch
it's-
Aspirant.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Yeah. That card is amazing in your counters decks, and they realized how good it was and made you have to pay mana to do it. And it's still good because you pay a mana if you just have a lot of games in Commander. You will have a spare mana lying around you don't need. So you'll pay your lawyer and get a counter. And then he gives all your creatures with counters ward 1. I play a lot of the 2 mana human that gives your humans +1/+0 and ward 1. And that ward 1 is real annoying. It's not hexproof, but it's really annoying if your opponent's like holding up 1 mana for Swords to Plowshares, and then you're like, here we go, now you have to pay 2 mana. And you're just like, oh, I can't cast it anymore. I guess I die.
Or you
So,
don't cast it while it's on the stack.
yeah, but then they don't know what's coming for them, right? So,
I know.
it's a good card.
Here we have where's the star? Where's the bead? Anyways, quantum entanglement. One and a white, enchantment with flash. When this enchantment enters, and at the beginning of your end step, you may pay one and a white. When you do, exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control.
All right.
This is
Teleportation
worded
circle.
so weird.
It's so clunky. But what you need to know about this is a 2 mana flash card. It's a
Right,
permanent that flickers something, a creature.
right,
And then at the end step, you can just do it again. Forever.
right, right.
That is very good. That is very, very, very good. Teleportation Circle costs 4 mana. Conjurer's Closet costs 5 mana. This
Yep.
is 2 mana for your first blink and 2 mana for your second blink. So by your second blink you get from this card, you've paid the same amount as Teleportation Circle. You only start paying more, quote unquote, when you get to your third blink, but at that point you're in Christmas land already, right?
You might not even need to do it. So,
Right. You may not even need to do it. But 2 mana blinks are like still really good. Like 1 mana ones are broken, 2 mana ones are good. This one is
this
the
this
best.
offers you a repeatable one that is
Yeah.
not just like a one-time effect.
Yeah. Being able to just pay 2 mana to get another blink whenever you need it at the end step of your turns is so nice. Uh Very good card. Uh Definitely a sleeper hit. People are not talking about this one enough. This one is one of the best cards in the whole set.
Wherever the set is. Anyways,
Okay, this is very much a me card. This is Dismissive Denial. It is 2 blue blue for an instant, counter target spell, basic land cycling 2. Like, okay, guys, look, we have a lot of power creep nowadays, so we're used to really only talking about cards that are like lower than the rate we expect to pay for both halves of the card. Like those rebound cards where you're paying the rate for one effect or a little bit more for the other is like
yep.
on the verge. 4 mana for a counterspell is not the rate you want to pay for a counterspell. However, if you're playing a lower power deck, being able to have a counterspell that can be a basic of any color when you need it is really nice. Do not put this in every blue deck, but put it in ones that care about higher mana value spells that are doing cost reduction things anyways, or high color decks that are looking for a counter spell that fills kind of a land slot. If this was basic land cycling for 1, this would be one of the best cards in the whole release. At
Yeah,
2, it's okay.
I think they realized that they couldn't do that because of
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Rings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt we'll ever get 1 mana cyclers again outside of a Modern Horizons release.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think they
and
realized that those were really good because a lot of those cards have gotten banned out of some formats.
which is the one, but so they're all like heavily played. If you're able to play
Right,
a
right.
5 mana card in Legacy that is not a Reanimator card, that means it's probably a really good one. And that's Lorien Revealed. So this is not Lorien Revealed, but in lower power Commander games, it might as well be. So I have a bunch of budget includes that this is gonna go into.
Here we have Immortus, Master of Eternity. 2 blue blue. 2/2. Legendary creature, human hero villain. He has tap, add blue for each card you've drawn this turn. Spend this mana only to cast non creature spells. And power up 5 blue blue. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7 cards. Put a +1/+1 counter on a Mortis. Wow. So you could only, if you wanted to do the power up when he enters, you only have to play 3 to do that.
It's 7 mana.
No, power up.
I know you play him and then it's 3 after, in addition to him.
Yeah.
So like if you could
I
flicker
meant,
him, I guess. Yeah.
I I know it's 7 to
Yeah.
do it that turn. I'm just
Mhm.
total. I'm just saying it'd be 3 more.
Yeah, so I like this card a lot. As a if you're playing this card as a mana dork, right? You're playing this because you're doing a lot of non-creature spells and you're drawing a lot of cards, which is a lot of different decks in Commander, especially with blue as the color identity. And then just having an incidental wheel is really nice. Uh, Especially since you can pay 7 mana from your lands, wheel, and then tap him and make 8 mana because you've drawn a card for turn plus the 7 from this.
Yep.
Uh, in addition to all of that, you can flicker this guy and then just pay 3 mana for another. So like if you just like 1 mana flicker this guy, and then you just pay 3 more mana and activate his power up and go again. And you can just draw more flickers to flicker him again and keep going.
That would
Uh
be great.
yeah,
Except it'd just be really annoying to shuffle your hand in graveyard every time.
yeah. But it's just still worth noting that it's a thing you can do, which is not like we don't really have a lot of flickerable every player does a full time twister.
True.
Uh it's a very expensive effect. All the power ups cost a lot of mana, but it's still cool. And also worth noting again, the power up does not have as a sorcery anywhere on it. So you
Correct.
can like opponent's end step flicker this guy 3 mana wheel and then go to your next turn and just have a full hit grip for anyone else, which is a nice thing to have. So cool card. I like it a lot. Loki, Lord of Misrule, is 3 and a blue for 3/4. God, Sorcerer, Villain. Blue, tap. Choose target creature you control. Each creature you control other than the chosen creature becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn, except it is not legendary. Activate only as a sorcery. So this can get up to a lot of shenanigans in the 99 of a lot of decks.
Yep.
Uh, One of our channel contributors and editors, Silva, has told me that they intend to put this in Locust God, uh,
Yeah.
where it
Makes
goes
sense.
absolutely crazy. But there's a lot of decks that this could go in. If you're going wide and also have a big commander that does a cool thing, just great. But also in the command zone, you could do a lot of shenanigans with this as well. What exactly? I don't know because I've not researched it, but I have a friend who has, and they said it's really cool. So, worth worth noting. Cool card.
Here we have multiversal recruitment. 3 and a blue, sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it isn't legendary and it has flashback for 5 blue. Thank you, or John Arenicus' Vile Duplication
Yep.
for
Renekton's
more effects
duplication.
like that.
Yep. That card is 4 mana and a sorcery, but it gives a token flying. Uh, this is 4 mana and a sorcery. You don't get the flying, but you get flashback for 7, so you can do it again. If you're playing a Renekton's Vile Duplication, you're playing it because you want another copy of your commander. So being able to do it yet again is quite good. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I did not realize it gained flying. Anyways,
Yep, I think we've missed that every time we play the card.
ooh,
Silver Surfer Cosmic Voyager is 4 blue blue for 5/5 alien hero with flash and flying. When he enters, exile any number of other target permanents you control. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. If a land enters this way, it enters tapped. So, this
they
is
had to do that.
yeah, yeah. This is a flickerable uh fairies protection esque protection spell for your board. Uh 6 mana is a lot to hold up to protect your board. But if you are doing this as a proactive, I want to blink everything for 6, it's really good. Uh if you're playing a blink deck, having a 6 drop that lets you blink everything is really good. The going rate for that is 4. 3 at sorcery speed. This slices, it dices, it does a lot of cool stuff. Uh, in Cube, you can do this and then cast Upheaval. It's Upheaval is obviously banned in Commander, but there are other ways to make everyone pick all their lands up that are legal in Mono Blue if you want to be a bastard. But otherwise, it's a cool card. It's expensive for what it does, but what it does is unique, and that's why it's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of
So
cards that
here,
are good with that one,
yeah, here we have a card that I thought was a reprint, but it's actually a mechanically unique card, Space Shift. One in a blue instant, exile target artifact or creature, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it.
yep,
This is planar incision.
yep, that's another for the pile. As you get higher in the density of 1 and 2 mana, exile, then artifact or creatures, then return with a counter, the better they get because those decks can build around them better. Commander becomes less of a singleton
Singleton
format
format. Yep.
every set release. But in terms of power, this is really good for increasing your redundancy of this effect. Vulture, Feathered Fiend, is 2 blue for a 2/4 human artificer villain with flying. Whenever one or more creatures you control with flying deal combat damage to a player, put a counter on each of those creatures and draw a card. So if you have a bunch of flying men, this can draw you up to 3 cards a turn from the command zone. That is obviously very powerful. Flying is a good keyword to build around. And growing those crying creatures makes it so they hit harder next time, which is, of course, also very nice. I had a mono blue flying commander built around Donal, Herald of the Skies, and I took it apart because I was a little bit bored of copying things, and I will be putting it back together with this as the commander. Because very good. It's mono blue flying men in commander that doesn't suck. So, very cool.
And we have one of the more talked about cards too. Doctor Doom, Unrivaled, 2 black, 4/4, a legendary creature, human sorcerer villain with lifelink. You can tap him to draw a card and lose 1 life. Then, if your library has no cards in it, you win the game. You win even if you have 0 life or didn't draw a card.
Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry. How'd my library go away? It's not like
Oh,
Mono
Thassa's
Black can do
Oracle.
that, right? Is Mono Black known for being able to get rid of its library?
I don't know. It's something about like demonic consultation.
Oh, hey, look, the Oracle's floating around on the bottom of the screen right now.
Yep.
Yeah. This card is really funny because it's probably not good enough for CEDH, and it's
No.
definitely too good for anything but bracket 4,
Yep.
which is perfect because it's Doctor Doom unrivaled.
Yeah.
It's great. This card is very strong. If you can find a way to give this thing haste and activate it the turn you play it, you can likely win the same turn as you play your 4 mana commander for an additional 1 mana. If you have a Lightning Greaves or Swiftfoot Boots or whatever, it's very good. There's a chance to see some CEDH play as a turbo commander, but you need to have like God's Gift to hands to do this on turn
Yep.
1 or turn 2, and you get like no stack interaction, which is really a killer in that format.
Now play this fairly. Don't win the game with it. Just draw cards.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have somebody putting this in their villain deck, and they're gonna play it, and everyone at the table is gonna be like, "Oh God, we're gonna die," and he's just like, "I just want to draw a card every turn. It's got lifelink, so it can block." But it's just funny.
Good card. Very unique.
Yep. Grim Reaper's Scythe is a 3 mana artifact. It's legendary. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, make a 2/2 zombie creature token. 4 mana, tap this, sack 2 creatures, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. So, this is very, very, very similar to Bridge from Below, a card that was banned out of multiple formats. It does not go into play for free if you mill it, obviously, like Bridge does, but it does give you a 2/2 every time a creature card leaves your graveyard. And if you can do that 1 creature at a time, like with Dredge, this is very, very, very good for those kind of decks. Anything
Add
else
this
to
to the
say?
pile.
Yep, add to the pile of Dredge cards.
Here we have Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. 3 to black for a 3/6 legendary creature human villain with menace. Whenever you sacrifice Kingpin or another creature, create true treasure tokens. This ability triggers only once each turn. That is a pretty good effect for uh uh why you literally said it earlier.
Pitiless Plunderer. So
Yes, yep.
these two cards are best friends, but they are not replacements for one another.
No.
Pitiless Plunderer is a 4-mana 1/4 that when you have a creature you control die, you make a treasure.
Yep.
That doesn't has no restrictions on once a turn or whatever, and it's like Wrath protection. You play it, somebody Wrath, you get your whole board. In Treasure, you rebuild faster than everyone else. That's why that card is busted. You also can play it with a bunch of like loops where you're sacking all these non-token creatures to make your treasure tokens. It's nice. It's good. This is a more fair version of Pitiless Plunderer that in the average commander game will make more mana. You have to build more around it, so you have to be able to sacrifice your creatures. It's not just your creatures die.
Right.
It is
Yep.
only once each turn, but it is 2 treasure tokens, and you can get it every on each opponent's turn. So you can simply have a sack outlet and like a reassembling skeleton or an Ophiomancer or something like that, and sack a creature on everyone's turns and make 6 treasures in one rotation, not
I
including
am
your own turns.
surprised that doesn't say non-token creature,
Yeah,
honestly.
these cards are quite good. It's good.
Sorry.
You're good.
It's good.
It's been a long day for me. Good card. Play it in your aristocrats decks or decks that say sacrifice a creature.
Yep.
Ultron the Annihilator is 3 black for a 3/4 artifact creature robot villain with flying. When he enters or attacks, you make a 2/2 robot villain creature. Whenever another artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, or an artifact card is put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. This is an artifact version of our good old-fashioned friend, Sir Conrad the Grim.
Yes.
But it counts treasure tokens being cracked in play as well,
Yes.
which is diabolical. It does not say 1 or more, so if you like Thought Scour, mill 2, and you hit 2 artifacts, you nug them for 2. It does not deal damage, so you can't give this thing lifelink and gain 1,000,000 life. But it's also just a 3/4 flyer that makes a 2/2 every turn, which is quite good. Very good card. It's weird that they printed an Ultron, a Necron's commander in the jumpstart here, but you know,
Oh,
I'll
it's been
take
so
it.
long. It's crazy.
Yeah, that deck really needs some more stuff to keep up with modern power creep, and this is definitely a card in that direction.
Oh, big wheel.
It's a big wheel! Alright, Daredevil, Fearless Fighter is 2 in a red for a 3/3 human hero. Whenever source you control deals damage to you, Daredevil deals that much damage to target opponent. Whenever he attacks, exile the top card of your library, he deals damage to you equal to that card's mana value. You may play it this turn. This is a legendary Bob that also sends that damage out at your opponents. It's a very cool build around. You could theoretically play this just in the 99 as a card draw creature if your deck's mana value is low enough. You don't want to play this in a random deck if you have like 7 drops.
Why
But
not?
cool one for hero decks, but I actually think this is more interesting as a commander on its own. There's a lot of very easy ways to make yourself take damage, and turning that into damage on your opponents is nice. And it's a commander that draws cards, which is always cool.
Here we have Carolina Dean Runaway. 3 in a red for a 3/3 legendary creature alien hero with flying. At the beginning of your first main phase, add Wooburg. You can't spend this mana to cast spells from your hand.
So this is our first 4 mana, or even sorry, just our first uncommon 5-color commander.
Yes.
Uh, Technically, Pauper EDH, which is uncommons as commanders format, can use any uncommon, and we have other options. But this is the first real legendary creature that's an uncommon. That is a 5-color commander, uh, and its effect is quite good. There's a lot of spells we're casting nowadays that aren't from our hand, whether they're from our graveyard or different cards in the command zone. or from exile. Uh, this card adds a lot of mana. It doesn't cheat you ahead on anything except for like the Dragon. And I think it's really funny that this random hero is just like, okay, play me on 4, and then on turn 5, you make 5 mana from your lands, and you add 5 from me, and boom, here's the Dragon, or boom, here's Progenitus.
I mean, the Ur Dragon costs 9, but yeah.
Yeah, this will let you cast Progenitus on the next on this your 5th turn of the game if you have it in the command zone. But
Yeah, it's true.
it's notable because it's a 5-color commander that has a unique effect that we've not seen before, and people smarter than me will probably build cool decks around it. If you wanted to do a deck that ties together all the stuff that they've been printing for Prosper Tomebound that is in other colors, you got a 5-color deck now for it.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to do it.
Yep.
We have Luke Cage, hero for hire, 2 red for a 4/4 legendary creature, human mercenary hero, with trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a treasure token.
Sweet Christmas.
I didn't even see that.
It's his catchphrase. Uh, Creature that makes a treasure every turn is good. 4 mana is a little expensive. We have a couple of 2s and 3s now, but still good. 4/4 trample body is good. Human mercenary, good creature types. Hero, I guess, is fine too.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty much it.
Nico Minoru, Runaway, is 3 in a red for a 2/4 human warlock hero. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, she deals 2 damage to each opponent. 3 mana, tap, discard a card. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. So, we have, like I mentioned a couple seconds ago, a lot of red X cast spells from anywhere other than your hand commanders that are specifically built around casting spells from exile. Having a card that will deal 2 damage to each opponent when you do that is quite nice in those 99s, and is a build around worth building in the command zone. But then there's more text. The other text just lets you cheat at the game.
Yeah, it's
3
true.
mana, tap, discard any card you want. Could be a land, could be a crappy mana rock you don't need anymore, and just hit a card. It can't be a land. You just hit a spell and cast it for free. So if you wanted to, you could just build this as just like the biggest spells you could imagine. And just wait till turn 4 to cast it, and then turn 5, just like, yeah, here's a 10 mana spell, here's another 10 mana spell. I'll just untap my commander, here's another 10 mana spell. Like, it could do some cool stuff in the command zone as well as in the 99, so it's worth talking about.
Spider-Man, new champion. Una red for 3/3. Legendary creature, spider human hero with reach. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, Spider-Man deals that much damage to any target.
Wheels decks are always looking for more ways to turn wheels into wins.
Yep.
And this is a very good way. This is disgusting with like a psychic frog or the archaic. If you can play this in a deck that is multicolor and the 99, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'll pitch my thing, deal damage, pitch my thing, deal damage. It's very good very quickly. Interestingly enough, he's like a really good upgrade to all the villains decks. So don't know what they're trying to say here. He works really well with the blue red Spider-Man as well. That's in this, also in the Jumpstart product. This is definitely Miles' best card. This card is definitely a good card for a while. So if you have a discard deck, look at this one very seriously. It's a lot of damage, and any target means it's removal too. So it's pretty good.
We have the Vision and Scarlet Witch. 2 red, legendary artifact creature, mutant hero, 3/3 with flying. Whenever you cast a spell, add red, and put a +1/+1 counter on the Vision and Scarlet Witch. Wow.
It's Urbrask, but again.
It's Bergy, kind of.
Yep. More of these means more density, which means more wins.
Yes.
Getting bigger with counters is also a cool thing, so this could be a way to kill your table while you're storming off as well.
Also an artifact, I guess.
Yep. Because Vision's there.
I know.
Speaking of this, Wanda's Vision, totally not a reference to the TV show, Three red for an enchantment. When you cast your second spell each turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. More cheating. That's what I'm talking about. More cheating. Commander decks do not already have enough ways to cast spells for free, right? Let's just give them another one. You play this, you play any spell right after, you flip and get another spell. Ugh. Disgusting. Diabolical. Evil. Anything else?
No, yeah, you pretty much summed it up. Oh,
Oh! The
it's
wizard! Alright, so
Yes.
Devil Dinosaur. Go ahead, Kai.
Devil Dinosaur, 2 green for a 5/5. Oh man, the 5/5 like it can only be cast with basic mana. It's shambles right now. Imperiosaur. Anyways, he has text on here. Legendary creature dinosaur. Trample. Other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1 and have hexproof.
The dinosaur decks don't need it.
Yeah, I love it. What are you talking about?
They already play a 4-mana 5/5 trample dinosaur. They would already put that in their deck. And they had to get the rest of their board a +1/+1 and hexproof?
Yes.
Hexproof?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Yes. This will be flipped off of so many things. This will be flipped off of Pantlaza. This will be flipped off of Galta.
Giving your dinosaurs hexproof is so good because so many of these dinosaurs are big dumb idiots that if they ever attack you specifically, you die. And so people wait until the last minute to use a removal on them. And then just being like, actually, no, you have to use it now because I have hexproof from now on. It's just like, oh, I guess I lose. Ugh. Ugh. Next card. Kai, take this one.
Giant Man, a gargantuan genius. 3 green for a 6/6 legendary creature, human scientist hero with reach. At the beginning of your first main phase, add green for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. It's another way to get free mana in your play big creatures green decks.
Yep.
5
Lots
mana
of.
for a 6/6 with reach.
Yep. Good rate. Makes a mana itself every turn. Makes more if you get a lot of them. These power 4 or greater decks are always looking for more ways to get more mana to cast more 7 drops. So.
Yes.
Hit Monkey! Alright, Kai, close your eyes. 4 mana 3/3. What are the keywords on Hit Monkey?
It can't be countered.
Correct?
It's got trample.
Nope.
Oh. It's got haste.
Yep.
Menace.
Nope.
Uh,
Reach, Vigilance, Death
Okay.
Touch, Hexproof, Haste. What a diabolical set of keywords. Vigilance, Death Touch, Hexproof, Haste would already be enough, obviously. Reach makes it so that you can also block flyers, which is usually a problem for kind of Voltron-y decks, where you're just like, oh, I actually can't block your 6/6 dragon. You play this thing, it can't be countered, it has hexproof. The only way it's getting off the board is if you Wrath.
Yep.
The only thing that can kill this monkey is the Wrath of God. Do you understand? You need the sun to fall to get this monkey off the table. If you can give this guy indestructible with, I don't know, one of the 7 artifacts that we just talked about that do it, this is like an unkillable keyword soup Voltron commander, and you can just do whatever you want from there. Give this guy lifelink, give a Loxodon a Warhammer. I don't care, they can't kill him. He's got Vigilance, they can't attack me either. He's got Death Touch, they can't block him. Come on.
Very, very good in Catherall.
Yeah, the creatures.
Dominic's Rex.
Yeah, the cards that like give commanders like the keywords from one card to all your other cards or a card specific is very good too. But I just want to put them in the command zone and just $25 deck. Here comes the monkey.
I mean, yeah, you could do that.
If this card's cheap, I'm gonna make like a $15 unsleeved monkey deck where I just kill you with a cheap monkey.
I don't understand why he has haste. That's all.
Yeah. So great.
Oh boy, here we have Sauron, Dino Devotee, 3 green green for a 4/4 legendary creature, dinosaur vampire villain. Why is he a vampire? Anyways, he has flying, and whenever he enters or attacks, you choose one. You can either cure cancer, which is you gain 3 life, or turn people into dinosaurs. You put a Saurian counter on another target creature. It's a green dinosaur with base power and toughness 5/5 for as long as it has a Saurian counter on it.
I thought this
Amazing.
was Marvel. I didn't realize we were in Lord of the Rings.
No, that's the next set.
Oh. Well, why do
I
we have
didn't realize
Sauron already?
because he wants to turn people into dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize, but he can put Saurian counters on just any target creature. It does not have to be a target creature you control.
Yep. They don't get OHKO'd. They don't lose their abilities.
Correct, they don't.
They
They just
lose,
turn it to
they lose their
dinosaurs.
types, and they lose their power toughness, and lose their color. So you can be like, yeah, your commander that gives you that's green now. Judge, invalid deck. But
It's very flavorful. I
yeah,
didn't
this is
know.
here as a meme, right? This is a
I
meme
didn't.
card.
I didn't know white could cure cancer.
Did you know that with a simple New York style
Healing,
hot dog from the hot dog stand, you can cure cancer?
healing salt. Yeah. Honestly, they should have made cure cancer more. They should have made it more alive. I
They
understand
want
why
you to
it's.
never choose it. That's the
I un,
idea.
I understand why it's only 3, so that way it's not abusable. But like,
They wanted the
come on.
idea was that you never choose the gain 3 life mode, so you
I
can be just
know.
like Sauron and never choose to use your abilities for good. Uh, Also, he's a vampire because he actually was just a vampire in the comics who figured out how to do this genetic splicing stuff. He's just a really smart
That,
vampire, and
that
he, uh huh.
no, is this the first green vampire?
I think we have one other, but it's a green black card. Uh,
I'm just very curious now.
yeah. So go ahead and look that up. But this card is remarkable because it's funny. That's all. All right, Kai. What's the
Oh,
verdict?
yeah. What?
Only
What's the
green
verdict?
vampire?
Uh, technically, yes. There is a flip Dean from Strixhaven that is a vampire, but it's black on the front and green on the back. But it's a human druid on the back. So yeah, he's the only green vampire.
Shang-Chi, Martial Mentor. 3 green for 4/4 human warrior hero. If one or more 1/1 counters we put on a creature you control, twice that many counters are put on that creature instead. And power up 7 mana, put 3 1/1 counters on Shang-Chi,
Oh,
which would actually be 6.
I I totally lied. Anyways,
Oh, do we have to issue a retraction? What other green vampire is there?
I did Galta and Maverick.
Oh. He's the first mono green legendary vampire, so.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Like the mono green, not just any other color. Anyways, I had the search conditions incorrect.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well,
Shang-Chi here is going to be not the commander, but
every day we approach
yes.
the final form of the counters deck where every card is put a counter on each creature you control and put a whenever you put a counter on a creature, put that many plus either twice or an additional counter.
Hardened Scales dot deck
It's
becomes
coming.
even it is more and more real every time.
We got two of them
They
in this set.
they can't help themselves
We
to
got two of
print
them in
count.
TMNT.
They can't help themselves.
Maybe the dwarves will all do it, and maybe we'll get a play any number of these cards. Dwarf card in the Hobbit that does it.
You can only imagine.
Yeah, but they're just gonna keep doing it because it's a free way to make commander players spend money on your cards. This card is fine. 5 mana for this effect is a little overpriced. But if you're playing a deck where this is good, you know it, and you know that it on a body makes it even
I
better.
mean,
So
yeah, because branching evolution is 3 mana. That's enchantment. So you're paying 2 more mana for a 4/4 body. that can do that.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. You guys gotta play it in decks that want it, right? Not every
Yeah.
1/1 counter deck is gonna want to do this, but if you're doing a heavy creature one, which you should be doing, this is a good include.
Tippy Toe, terrific partner. 3 and a green for a 2/4 legendary creature Squirrel Hero. If you would create one or more tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional food token. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, draw a card.
These cards are really good. All these cards that say if you make tokens, make another one are all strong. This one
Yep.
also says draw a card on it, so it's even better. It costs 4,
Yep.
which is a little expensive, but still good enough. Very good.
Pretty decent.
Put it in Shatterfang and make. If you make a 1/1 squirrel, you would make a squirrel and a food and another squirrel.
Shatterfang has so many cards that you want to put in it now.
Yep. Sorry, it's the astonishing Spider-Man.
Oh,
Uh, we waited till later in the video to put this one in, so people can't click away when they see Spider-Man cards. Two hybrid blue red for a 4/4 spider human hero with reach. When he attacks, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Again, very strange that this Spider-Man works the best with all the villains. Uh, but this is a very good effect.
yes. Yes,
Drawing
it
a
is.
card for each card you discard this card is good on its own, but being able to discard your hand first is even better. There are tons of ways to leverage this for extra value. One of them being putting this in the 99 of Green Goblin. uh, but like this
Yeah.
card's just really good. If you want to discard your hand and draw a bunch of cards, this does what you want to refill your hand after you've done all the discarding. Put it in Captain Howler and go crazy.
Oh no, don't do that. Here we have a commander that I almost built until I read the text box again. Here we have the Fantastic Four, red, green, uh, white, blue for a 4/4 legendary creature human hero. When the Fantastic Four enter, and whenever you cast a spell with power, toughness, or mana value 4,
Mm-hmm.
choose one that has been chosen this turn. Create a 0/4 colorless wall, creature dealt with defender. The Fantastic Four deals 3 damage to each opponent. Put 2 plus counters on target creature or draw a card.
I'm curious. I had the exact opposite journey with this card as you. The first couple times I read it, I went, "Oh, you have to cast the card. This sucks." And then I remembered, "Oh wait, this does it on ETB as well."
Right.
So like that makes this a lot better. Omnath is a 4 mana 4/4 that draws a card when you do it, and then does it again when you do that thing. Obviously, playing lands is cheaper than casting a spell with power times or mana value 4, but
The way that I wanted to build this deck
mhm.
is what killed it for me. It's not that I realized that he enters and it will do one of the things there,
Was it
but
Wall
I want
Flicker?
no. Um. It is Secret Commander. It's an enchantment. I can't remember the
Okay,
enchantment name. Right. Hold on. Wait. I can pull it up.
yeah.
I know exactly where.
Because what I was looking at this one as is this actually might be an interesting there's a lot of different stuff on here. The 0/4 wall tokens are kind of a cop out if you've done it 3 other times, but 3 damage to each opponent is nothing to scoff at. 2 counters on a creature is very good, and draw a card is obviously the best effect in Magic.
Wild Pair.
Oh, I see. You sick fuck. Uh,
I'm sorry. I just
yeah,
thought that would be so
I
interesting.
get it. No, I agree. It would be very interesting and very, very strong. So I'm glad it does not say that. But honestly, I think this is a fine enough card on its own. It is kind of
Yeah.
lame that there is like, what does the Fantastic Four card do? Oh well, it cares about 4, and it really cares about 4. It cares about 4 in every way Magic has to care about 4. But going past the lazy design of it all, it was kind of cool that they decided the Fantastic Four have a set effect for each of them. Uh, Making useless tokens for Sue, uh, doing something that doesn't scale well in Commander for Johnny, putting counters on a creature for Ben, and winning the game for Reed. So like, you know, It's cool that they were consistent with that through all of their cards. And getting 3 cards technically for each of them, if it just counts for as one for each of them, was nice. It was cool. I think the obviously the ones you want to build for the characters are their mythic rare commander deck leading ones, and then the other ones are cool 99 inclusions, including this one. I think this would be a great include in the 99 of your Reed Richards commander deck.
Yeah, I still might do the wild pair idea. I don't know. Oh,
So,
Jeremy's favorite new card. Don't tell him about it. Swordsman's Steel. For generic mana for an artifact equipment, when this equipment enters, draw a card for each equipment you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 for each equipment you control. It has equipped 3. It slices, it dices, it draws cards. It's good for equipment decks.
yeah, Wylith is one of the best equipment commanders because it does this on attack, and getting it in any equipment deck is very strong. This is one of the best includes in the new Mighty Thor Jane Foster commander, which lets you
Yep.
flicker an artifact every turn, which you can choose this, and you're already playing equipment because when equipment enters, you draw cards. This is unbelievable in Honor Canard, I believe, the Esper Equipments and
Yes.
Auras commander from MH3, because you copy this for each creature it's attached to every time you attack. You're gonna deck yourself very quickly. Uh,
I am surprised this didn't have a color attached to it.
yeah, this being color. I mean, it's very expensive to equip if you're not doing the free equip thing. 7 mana is a lot, but it's a really big buff, and it's a lot of cards. Overall, very
And you
cool,
might
very good
you
card.
might not even want to. Yes, the equipment is very good because it's +2/+2 for each equipment you control. So already it has a baseline of +2/+2. But depending on what you draw that turn, anyways, you might not even want to equip it.
Yeah, you probably will just be playing this as a giant refill your hand draw spell a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
with
Uh,
4 mana, it's pretty much going rate for that.
yeah, very good.
Oh, the Thanos Copter. 6 mana for a 5/5 legendary artifact vehicle. Hey guys, do you remember that artifact vehicles can be your commander now? It has flying and haste. When the Thanos Copter enters, vehicles you control become artifact creatures until end of turn. Whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
This is the
It does not.
best vehicle
Oh,
for vehicle decks.
Brew 2.
Yeah, yeah, Kutu. This is the best vehicle for everyone. If you build a vehicle focused commander deck, you have to play the Thanos Copter.
You don't have to.
Read it. You
I
have to
did.
play it. Vehicles have no good payoffs. This is the first good one.
Yeah, it's whenever a vehicle you control, it's not one or more.
Yeah, it's full reconnaissance mission, enduring curiosity for your vehicles. It animates all of them, and it itself is a 5/5 with flying and haste.
Yep.
It's good. It's a
It
really
does
good
not. Yeah, it does
vehicle.
not say other vehicles you control. It says vehicles you control. So this included becomes a 5/5
Yeah,
flying and haste that you
this
can
is just
attack
a
that
6
turn.
mana 5/5 flying haste that draws a card. That's already a fine card on its own. They all have to play the Thanos copter. I'm sorry, Tristan. Okay, our last card and the only card from the welcome decks is the face card for the red deck, Spider-Man Web Spinner. 3 in a red for a 2/3 double strike haste. When he attacks, target creature can't block this turn. Why is he so
Whoa!
big?
I don't know.
This Spider-Man just going to just kill you. He's just
He's
like,
just a
you die.
he's just a 2/3.
Yeah, okay, you die now.
He's just
Goodbye.
a 2/3.
I'm Spider-Man. I'm killing you now. Goodbye.
He's just a 2/3.
And that's it. That is all of the cards we are going to be talking about as in this format from Marvel Superheroes. This is one of these largest single inductions of cards in the history of Magic. Uh, a
Yes.
lot of cards are bad, but as you have seen, we've talked about over 200 cards between last
Yes.
episode and this one. This episode is already longer than the last one. This set has a lot of good cards for Commander with a lot of power creep for certain archetypes. Uh, if all the large Marvel sets are gonna be like this, we're in for a treat. But you know, it's weird. Kai, what do you think about this deck? This set, rather.
I think it's a lot of spur of information because of all the new cards and whatnot. I saw that mechanically the only reprinted card in the base set I believe was Thirst for Discovery. Every other card was mechanically unique new card
That's crazy, really.
other than basic lands.
Let's see. Yeah, there's a few. It's Blazing Crescendo, Giant Growth, Lightning Strike, Take Up the Shield, Thirst for Knowledge, and Web Up.
At Thirst for Knowledge, yeah. That's, yep, yep.
Yep.
Okay,
And
but Web Up also was printed last year, so that's just a reprint
yeah,
of
Web
that.
Up is a reprint from the last Spider-Man set. Thirst for Knowledge Thirst for Knowledge, Giant Growth, and Lightning Strike are in like every limited format.
Yep.
Blazing Crescendo is also a classic card, and Take Up the
No,
Shield is
that's
from
actually just from Obi-Wan actually. That's not
yeah, but
a
it's classic as in like people like this card a lot. It got
it's still
a
pretty recent is what I'm
yeah.
saying. But there's it's so many new cards and I think people are going to dock it for that even though Final Fantasy was kind of the same way.
It had a similar number of cards, but they kind of spread it out better. And the lack of welcome decks and new deck product and jumpstart did not meant that the number of new card inclusions was not as high.
Right.
The main
I
set is like
yeah.
300 cards. We have like a 616 commander cards.
I think they could have spread that out better to be
Yeah,
but
they probably should have done
overall,
jumpstart at the end of the year.
yeah, overall, I think the cards are pretty flavorful, mechanically unique. I think a lot of them are pretty interesting. I will play them since I care about mechanics and not uh whatever
Yeah, the
else.
flavor. So I'm coming from a similar standpoint. I'm not a Universes Beyond hater. I definitely get tired of some of the Universes Beyond cards being extremely lazy designs, so people can play their favorite Blorbo. But this set I think does a good job at balancing between. It's closer to an Avatar than it is a Spider-Man. It's not
It
Final
is,
Fantasy.
yeah,
Uh, this is our first like middle of the ground, a
middle of the road.
proper mid Universes Beyond set. And a lot of people use mid as like, oh, it's terrible, it's mid. That's not what that means. It means it is like a 6 out of 10. You're not upset about the cards existing. Like the Magic's not worse for this set existing,
Right.
unless you care about flavor, in which case it definitely is. But like this is a fine set. If you scrubbed off all the paint and just made this a magic set, I think people would be just as like conflicted about it. Uh, but the Universes Beyond fatigue is already hitting people bad, and we got four more of these suckers coming from Marvel.
They really just need to figure out a way to print creatures that are legendary but aren't legendary.
The problem is they're legendary not because they have to be named, but because they want people to be able to put them in the command zone.
Correct. Yeah.
That's the
I,
problem.
they
So
just
there's
they need
no
to figure out a way.
they can't just blanket remove the command the legend rule because that breaks modern, that breaks legacy,
Right.
uh that breaks a lot of 1v1 formats. Like you imagine being able to have four Ragavans in play. Like there's a reason these cards are balanced the way they are at legendary. You could have multiple Johnnies and Tamios and Rowls and like that kind of stuff in the modern format and legacy. That's too good. Now, they should when they do this, they should plan ahead, but they're going to have to do something because it's getting ridiculous. We need a new card type. We need like mythic creature or like or heroic creature or something like that
Yeah.
sooner rather than later. And it
Something like that.
so they can get these named creatures that are allowed to be your commander, uh which will not fix the problem for anyone it for Commander, by the way. This problem does not change Commander at all. Commander will still have the problem of a million billion commanders with every one of these universes beyond sets.
Yep.
People are going to get shocked at the number of terrible spaceship commanders in Star Trek later this year. I'm already predicting it now because there's like, and they're all gonna look the same because all their ships look the same. They're just a disc with little sticks at the bottom. There's very little differentiation between their craft, but there's like 13 enterprises they got to put in that set, and people are gonna hate it too. Uh, I think this is a fine set. I like the Marvel set. I am not a
I
huge fan of the themes, but I think the what they are bringing to decks is fun and unique.
definitely a number one thing I wish they did with this set was literally bring back battles.
Yeah, but they've done like 7 sets they need to have battles in, so I'm not gonna start
Yep.
complaining now. So, but that is it for our coverage on Marvel superheroes. If you haven't had enough of us talking about these cards already, tune in tonight, where I will be putting together some of the commanders that's placed highly in the ranking all Marvel commanders video. I will be showing off builds for the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster, and for the Winter Soldier, Icy Assassin, and then I will be putting together some of the other ones. I might do $15 Hit Monkey. I might do Namor Atlantean King. I definitely am going to be putting together the Fantastic Car because that is just searching for fast mana and hitting yes please. Uh, because that will be a 10-minute deck build. That'll be fun. Uh, but yeah, I got a lot of stuff in down in the tank. One of the reasons I'm high on this set is that not in recent memory have a single set given me so many commanders I want to put together, and that is
Yeah,
alone
yeah.
enough to be a cool set in my eyes. Like Doctor Who was the last set that did this to me because there was a bunch of just really cool, unique designs in that one, and I wound up keeping one of those decks. So we'll see if Marvel fares any better. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Uh, Thank you for all the support. Our channel has been growing consistently since we've been posting again, so I'm super happy about it. Continue to tune into the streams, watch these. If you got to the end of the video, go into the comments down there and tell us why the Wizard is the best card in all of Magic.